Hey friends, welcome back to another edition of the Daily Dose. We're coming at you today with day number 147. We do not have any supplemental video material today from our friends that read scripture because we are still in the book of Job. We do, however, have a link down below in the description to the PDF that has got the basically just a listing of what we're reading on each day of this Bible study that we're walking through over the course of a year. Okay, so today, again, day number 147. We've got Job 29 through Job 31, and we're throwing in Psalm 142, okay? So we'll just walk through a few of these points, and I'll let y'all get back to your day. So we're starting off with, in this section, with Job's final defense. And so we read a section that talks about Job longing for the old days, right? He says he longed for when God watched over him. He longs for when God blessed him. He longs for when he was in his prime, right? Makes me kind of think like he's sort of going through a midlife crisis, missing the days of his youth, the days of his prime. He's missing and longing for being honored and respected by his peers and by other people, right? And do you guys and gals ever think about that? You ever think about your good old days, right? Like for me, that was probably the mid-90s, early 90s, kind of when I had a lot of my coming of age experiences and a lot of learning life lessons during that time, kind of when I started to come into my own, I guess. And I look back and sometimes I say, I miss those times. I miss the freedom that I may have had. I miss the groups of friends that I had that have all now since, gotten married and moved off to other states and things like that. Sometimes I think it's easy to look back and to kind of miss the old days, right? But so now, after Job talks about how he was longing for all those things that he misses that he had, he says, but now people mock me, right? And these people that he's talking about, he seems to indicate that they are sons of unrighteous men. And not only do they mock him, but they mock him in songs, right? It's almost like they're making little TikTok videos mocking him, right? They're making up like children's nursery rhymes maybe and little songs, and they're changing the words of popular songs, and they're mocking Job and making fun of him. His life is ebbing away, he says. He calls to God but gets no answer. And then, so Job was again talking kind of about how it was in the good old days. And then he's talking about now, how much it's changed and how bad off he is in his situation right now. And then he says, seemingly to God, judge me if, okay? So God, judge me if I walked with falsehood. Judge me if my heart has been enticed by a young woman. Judge me if I have denied justice to any of my servants. Judge me if I have put my trust in gold. Judge me if I have rejoiced at my enemy's misfortune. And judge me if the land cries out against me. That is my defense. So it seems that Job is kind of collectively there saying, hey, I had it really good. It was all going well for me and I was being blessed. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, what seems like nowhere, all of that was stripped away, and now I'm suffering. And I am the butt of everybody's joke. And I'm in extreme, excruciating physical pain, and all kinds of malady and illness has fallen on me. I've lost my family. So, with all that being said, God, judge me. What have I done that caused you to do that? Is kind of like what I hear Job saying here. And then he lists all these things that are kind of rhetorical questions. Judge me if I have done this, if I've done that, if I've done that. He's kind of insinuating that he hasn't done that, right? So that's where we leave off for today. So I want to thank y'all for joining me and encourage y'all to go jump in and read the scripture with your own eyes. Or if you are an audiobook person like me, go listen to the scripture with your own ears and meditate on it. So thanks for joining me. Appreciate y'all being here. And as per usual, until we meet again, deuces.